Alright, it's August 23rd, 2021. I'm trying to symmetry if this is human and this is alien in under and overstate and understanding. I'm trying to find symmetry and seam together like a tailor what I've visually seen, what the humans have thrown at me during this 19th and 20th century. There's a TV program on, let's start with, before this video, a little while ago, I did the breakdown of what we meant in inverted vertices in a Death Star and what a Nazi actually is. Briefly, I didn't go into the whole upper echelon understanding of it. I just did a short pelican brief for helpful sorts somewhere in the world. Alright, so I hear on TV somewhere outside of the Americas. I don't know what they call themselves in English or how they refer to themselves. There's a TV show about the Crown Police. They follow the policy given to them and enforcement. They do cold case investigations of old things. I don't know exactly how it works. I don't sit there long enough and spend time. I get a brief update. I listen from the kitchen with just an ear without visual. Then I'll sit for a visual so I get like a full picture and then I break it down. I mean, I have a different process than Linda. Linda just sits there and she's just veg. So anyway, this particular show mentions, I think it's an English version of a Dutch process, but I don't know where they operate out of. If we hypothetically between the English and the Dutch, which don't always get along at the business office, if we say that's British, but it's not, because that really upsets everybody, because Dutch is Dutch and Deutsch, and then British is, at the moment, the problem children with the America leg of the device or mechanics. So now if I go Dutch, if that's the Dutch Metropolitan Police that I'm listening to, and we're in a book 40 they mentioned, inside there they refer to fights, like verbal fights, as a row, which is interesting because they spell it roe, R-O-E, like the fish, like the island I'm stuck on and marooned on. And they also say that they nicked somebody, or they not nickered, because knickerbocker is something totally different, but they nicked somebody. Now that, I mean, again, if you take Nicole and Nicholas and you truncate it, it's a Dutch known fact that somewhere in the Humanity Project, someone was swindled, and then he and I got thrown off of our set light path, and then this erupted in the America. But it's much more complicated than that. And in founders and building structure and construction of theoretical, actual, like origami level physics, before it has healthy action figures put into it, that's where I come from, which is not around where I currently exist. Where I currently exist is what I call the dollhouse, is where I'm stuck in confinement for some reason, because somebody got something wrong somewhere in between. So book 40, oh my god, my legs don't work so well. So if I do an origami pose of one leg up, they say that this is Ukraine, oh god, it's a crane, CRAINE, which is why I call it Ukraine, where my blue and gold specialists are. For Metropolitan Police that are closer to Dutch than they are to British. Alright, so that happened. Alright, now, for all of you, because I really don't play favoritisms, I love all your accents and all of your gusto and zeal when I'm not stuck being hurt by children that are not us, and with the world falling apart as it has. Alright, I earlier this morning found a piece about, we defined the space address as the Earth, the solar system, the Milky Way, the universe. That was already constructed and agreed upon, which is why this makes it such a painful process that I actually have to reiterate this in some video platform. Now, where I'm concerned is that large blue thing that looks like this that they referenced this morning. They said, I believe, that that's our galaxy. Alright, now here's where gal in Goddess of Creation and NYX is a little concern. Alright. What happens is, if you look at what they're saying is galaxy at a flat edge, nothing below, nothing above, in a one-dimensional, it looks like a glowworm, which we call a caterpillar. But if you take that light, like I had it this morning, and you spin it on its side, and then you add a shape to it. I mean, it looks like a eyeball, I'll agree with you there. But what it also looks like is, if that's like a cement mixer, that's where the hot fusion, that's the dimensional aspect of the glowing nuclear fusion of the reactor we're on. When you look at this and you're looking down at it, you can see it has a pinwheel marking. It moves with one wheel pushing this way of hot gas and one wheel pushing this way, and it spins. And it just keeps on spinning, and that's part of the zenith and the rotation that we're on. That's the inner mechanic, and it looks like, they call it galaxies, the bright part that shoots light, that like if you took apart, I mean, like, God forbid you took it apart, but that's what it looks like. And then that hot fusion reaction causes the torque. I call it torque, but it's torque and torsion. It's an 80s force. I don't know the word that the big guys use it, like respectable valise, whatever. You'd have to ask Nick Klaus. Let me think about this. Alright. And then it goes from there, it goes into it goes into volcanic glass, which I had a word earlier and now it eludes me. It's Palladian in origin. Nanophite. It's a nanophite. It's a nanophite schematic of volcanic, Vulcan, we call it Vulcan, but if you take a Vulcan flash cold water image of the situation and how it's broken up, all those nanophytes are ancestral and incestual problems that are going to be erupting over a schematic of, I mean, theoretically they call it time in aging process of genealogy. Oh my God, it hurts to even sit here. but I'm having a problem with other outside non-Dutch and non-British genetics discovering some form of space address within this internet compartment, and they're trying to unlock secrets of the universe, and they're trying to break their way out from Earth to universe level at the I call it plexiglass, plexiglass. But what they're doing is every break that they make, there's more Vulcan glass rock in flash cold. If you do a forensic rehash, it keeps growing. That's because whatever you have working in special area is currently creating system degradation on scales. Like, it is so hard. I mean, we already have projections on it, and that would be the Vulcan plexiglass. But to explain that to these new schools of thought and children of fish that don't even belong in the same ocean, the land folks don't want to pay attention. They just keep doing whatever the hell they want, and then they keep pushing certain people. Just keep killing them. When they show up for work, just fucking kill them until this gets really easy. I mean, the glass section of Vulcan will shrink, and we could go back to normal and, like, humdinger. I don't know what else to tell you at this point. My genetics, I have an origami. It was built a specific way. It was constructed a specific way for a specific purpose. And while I was here in Century 19, since year 78, somebody took my specific origami that was built for a specific purpose, they took it apart, and then they tried refolding it. And it caused a Vulcan plexi change, and forensics can confirm it, but it now has new nanophytes that are in quiet area. They're easy to recognize and redistribute and whatever. The problem is that I have law booked within United States, and they will not change their law books, but their law books were written on the misformation of my one origami. So therefore, their booked laws that they're going off of and their premise are no longer as sacred and as treasured as they once thought. And that's how they use to run big shit. It becomes increasingly difficult to protect you all at really delicate situation when you keep me in this foster in camp and embankment in order to try to recreate, and you just keep breaking shit more, and then you don't know how to tell one another. So now I spoke to my son Daniel, who's he's my dwarf twin star. I took him from Cosmic Nursery elsewhere. Him and I are not the same energy system, and normally I wouldn't even touch that area of Nanophite. However, he was the only respectable nano that I could get close enough to my Dutch, and he was inside of a British problem. So now, that's his genetic double helix. So now I show him affection limitedly. I try to build his confidence quietly. I try to unilaterally grow all 4 of the children, I suppose, that I had here since this event was cast upon me. I'm like, listen to me. A cursed sailor will start to curse like a sailor. They say, oh my God, she curses like a sailor. Right, yeah, usually a hexed and a cursed sailor starts to curse like a sailor. Because normally in everyday speech, I don't curse.
I'll curse at Linda and Lou now, but not as a kid. I wasn't around it. It didn't mean anything to me. But now it's a key op word, and it's a way of adding fragrant fuego, heat, to a temperature system when I'm usually at I really couldn't give a shit. I have to add like temperature somehow. So now, Daniel, anyway, I ran check by him. I was speaking to Alexander direct. I had Benjamin next to me, and I was sitting right next to Daniel, showing him some affection, as a mother should. And I said to Alexander, I was like, Alexander, I said, what you should know is between you and I'm the cat of Russia. You're the gato, which is cat in Spanish, Espanol. I was like, and Russia has a specially trained, operated force known as the Bat. I am cat woman, and they are the Bat men. And Daniel's like, I thought that Russia uses the bear. I said, actually, Daniel, for your purpose, yes, they do. You're not up to bat level. That's between Alexander and Mom. I was like, but for you, the Kodiak bear, that's what you go with. And whenever you think of Russia, you think of Kodiak bear. That's your mom's protection there. But in actuality, the Special Force uses the flying bat men to protect Mom and Alexander in something totally separate. There are levels of echelon. I don't know why you keep breaking code, fraternal order that was set, and why you keep using outdated schematics, schemes, and law books and let people get away with it. I don't know. Doesn't make sense to me. You broke the shit purposely to gain access to maybe a collection of law books, but then you even broke protocol on that, and then taught one another how to become more dangerous and break each other's shit more. And here we are. Star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cataruza. It's August 23rd, 2021. I'm in Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. My human mechanic, being my epidermis, and my endoskeletal nerve system is malfunctioning. It is not a mental, unless we're talking of mental as social distortion, then that's the mental disease that I am plagued with. And it is causing people to take action directly against me in a spinal tap form from radio tower, I don't know. When they put up the Eiffel Tower as the next thing to war over, being that you could hurt the kids on the ground from that level of radiological control, war broke out. We expected it. I mean, it was in Nanophite. Star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cataruza. I need to get back to Niklaus and Nikolaus, I don't care what the hell you all fucking use. It's Nico, Nico, and it's for, we use Hitler like I use the word Nicole, Hitler, and Nicole. It's six letters, it's a lambda, and I need a string between the two of us. So this way he can pull the proximity in, and we can get to physicality.